But devil is the father of dragons, Draculas,
and vampires.
and vampires.
So how do these operate?
They operate differently.
No, these Draculas.
Demons and demons, they live in human beings.
Yeah.
Vampires and Draculas,
Yeah.
they feed on human beings'
Or they
blood
feed on the blood.
and parts of the bodies of the human being. That's why there is body parts being harvested and being sold. That's why you see the Bible caution us to not have businesses at night, because that is the time that God has allowed the sons of darkness to operate. And we have been allowed to operate during the day. That's why Jesus said, darkness is coming when a man cannot walk. Walk while there is still light.
Right. Okay.
So Prophet, allow me to ask you, when demons live in a human being, what do they feed on?
They torture. Their work is to torture. They don't feed on a human being. They just torture. And it's very rare for demons to kill humans. They ride on sufferings of humans. But Draculas, they will suck your blood.
They feed on you.
Yes, Draculas will suck on your blood. Vampires don't just suck the blood. They suck and feed on some parts of the flesh. And I want to tell you something. 70% of mortuaries in the world, funeral homes, belongs to Draculas society. Because when you take the body of your dead there, they harvest the organs, and those organs are transported to their world. That is their meal. I want to tell you the truth without any contradiction. 70% of World Bank blood, they are for Draculas and vampires. That's why they don't come to hunt human beings.
Blood banks.
Blood banks.
Yeah.
70 to 80% of blood banks. And that's why when there is now I'm teaching you something. Many people think Red Cross, because it is red and a cross, they associate it with Jesus. No. Those are world agents of that dark world. These are channels. So instead of going hunting human beings, they had associations with the earthly systems. And they came up and they said, we shall not hunt humans if you source for us blood. In exchange, we shall give you high-tech technology. When was that contract first signed? It was signed by American government during the First World War with them. So what was the war about? The war was about 4 elements. The world of witches, against the world of wizards, against vampires, against Draculas. That was the cause of the First World War. Not what the history is telling people outside here.
What?
And that is the formation of the Knight Templars. What was the work of the Knight Templars? To hunt Draculas and vampires.
Very interesting. It's very interesting.
So, because of this, we'll give you technology. How to make vehicles, how to make planes, how to make machineries.
Sophisticated machines.
Sophisticated machines. Because they are not 100% humans. So their IQ, their technology, their brains is as good as angels. We are who we are because we are not angelic in any form. We are Adamic and Evic in form. We are product of a creature that had lost its glory by eating the fruit. Adam lost his glory before giving birth to anything. That's why we are inferior, and we were inferior until Christ brought the Holy Spirit. Getting the point?
Yeah.
So these beings, they are not inferior. Their IQ is huge. Their power of brain is at a godly level, an angelic level. So they cannot eat potatoes. They cannot eat cassava. Because potato, cassava, name them. They are things that have come from the soil. They are not product of the soil. How can they eat things from the soil? Read the Bible. When God sent manna, what does he say in his word? And I made you to share the food of angels, and you still rebelled. So God gave children of Israel food of
Angels.
So angels have
Their own food.
So these are super beings who need life. There are only two things on earth that has life. Real element of life. Two things. Do you know what it is?
No?
Semen of a man
Oh, semen.
and blood of a human being. Life is only found in two things. Semen of a man and life of a human being.
Blood.
Semen of a man and the blood of a human being. That's where life is found.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else. Now these are super beings, more than humans. Can they eat chips and hot burger? They need something that has nutrient, and their nutrient is life. So that thing is only in the blood. So what do? All these games started coming on board. That's why whenever there is war in any country, Red Cross will go. Not because it's going to help people alone, but to harvest organs. People died during the war. You go there, they just murder you because they want that liver, they want that kidney, they just want that fresh because they are. And that's why you see those people. They are non-profit. They are non-profit making organization, but the salary is there. Don't joke. You get a job there, your poverty is done. Some there get even salaries equal to the president of some nations. Then the blood is being harvested all over. Blood. I learned that thing the day I gave my blood donation. First time, and I was informed to. And that day I was fasting. I was fasting for 21 days. And I remember I was on my 17th or 18th day. I went to remove blood, I was almost fainting. Do you know my blood was rejected? In fact, the lady who did for me your blood removal, aliposhika damu yangu, when she touched my blood, she removed the hand and she did like this. She said, hey, this blood is burning us. Then she picked something, she touched my blood with something like this. And yet it's in that bag. And picked it like that and she threw there. At night I was asked why I donated blood. And he said, we were told we are donating blood for people who can have accident. Then the angel of God took me through the lesson. So if you want to donate blood, just go to a genuine hospital that you know. Or give the patient directly. So instead of these people going out hunting human beings at night, catching the blood, they came up with a plan. We shall supply you blood, supply us with technology. We shall supply you organs, you supply us with. So when you take somebody into a morgue, they take away those organs and all that, and then they package the body, they seal the body. So what you are taking home is just a shell. You are taking the shell. They have removed the tongue, they have removed the kidney, the liver, you know, the lungs, well packed, taken to those chambers. Because that's what Draculas and vampires drink and eat. And in return they give money, they give. Let me ask you a question. Who is the owner of the World Bank? If even when America itself borrows from the World Bank. Who is the owner of IMF? When even the most superpower nations borrow from them.
That's amazing.
So, the church has taught the men and the women of God limited knowledge. But many people need to know this. Because a time is coming when these people will come out openly. They will come up openly.
But Prophet, we cannot blame them. Some of this thing is really divine revelation. If you don't have that revelation, what will you tell people?
I will tell people what Jesus said. When that time comes, if you're on the mountain, don't come down. Stay there. And if you're on top of the roof, don't even try to shout. Remain there silently.